Hi and welcome to Literary Hype. I am Stephanie, your Literary Hype Woman, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the St. Louis Teen Book Festival. I just got home from it, so let's go over what's in the bag and how it all went. As the name suggests, this is a book festival for YA authors and fans of YA, which it says teen, but there's a lot of adults there. And I'm here for it. It was a lot of fun. This was just the second year for this in-person festival, and it was a one-day festival at a high school in St. Louis. The opening keynote this year was from Neil Schusterman. You've seen his son, Jared Schusterman, and daughter-in-law, Sophia LaPuente, on the show before, so it was really good to see him again. He gave a really funny speech about how inspirational teachers can be and why he got into YA, which was a really great story. And then they brought out all of the authors and the author parade, which is always super awkward, but very entertaining for us to watch them be awkward. It just is what it is. After that ceremony, we all split up to go to different breakout sessions and panels. I started out by going to the Romantasy panel, which featured Alex Astor, Kat Blackwell, Kendara Blake, Emma Mills, and Lauren Roberts. It was hosted by the novel Neighbors Haley, who I adore. She's so much fun, and she's just such a bubbly personality to have on the stage. It was a hilarious panel. I got to sit by a librarian that I'd sat with at the opening ceremony, and she ended up going to the second panel with me as well, which was a romance panel. The panel featured Adib Karam, Samantha Markham, Emma Mills, Leo Min, and Lynn Painter. After the two panel sessions were over, everybody kind of gathered back in the multi-purpose room to wait for the signing sessions. And that was a time where if you wanted to go buy books, you could go buy books from the pop-up shop from the novel Neighbor. We waited there until our group number was called. I was in group number 2, so I didn't have to wait too terribly long. So once group 1 went in to the cafeteria and they had the authors lined up at different tables, and so you just picked the author that you wanted to go to and got in their line, and then you bopped around from line to line depending on who you wanted to get their book signed. I got all the books that I brought and bought signed, and then I popped around to a couple different tables to say hi to different authors that I've met before, just kind of check in, say hi, catch up a little bit with them. And then I also talked to the librarians and some of the Novel Neighbor staff as well, because they see me all the time, so I feel like we're friends. We're kind of friends at this point, right? And now let's talk about what's in the bag. When you walked in the door, they gave you a program with all the events and bios on the authors, as well as this blue tote bag. I had brought a tote bag with me, but I was still glad that they gave these out because I did end up using it. I was not expecting to get as much stuff as I did. After you went to that table, there was another table that you could stop by. Some people skipped it, not knowing what the line was for, and then they regretted that. It was a table of freebies, so there were some pins, there were some bookmarks, there was like a little sampler of something. Apparently there were shirts at the very beginning that I missed out on, but I did get some Great Gatsby socks from Out of Print. And on the way out, they were giving out mugs that say St. Louis County Library on one side and #1 reader on the other. I do already have one of these from this summer's reading program, because this was also the prize for that, so now I have a matching set. So a lot of the book festivals and events that I go to do give out books. This was not one of those kind of events. This was a go and get your stuff signed kind of event. The first book that I got signed was Laura Nolan, the If I Had Only Told Her. This is the arc of that book. It comes out in February, and she squealed and was like, oh! And I wish I was filming for that moment because it was such a great moment. I wish I was filming, but I was not at that particular moment. This was the first time she saw the book out and about. She said she got 2 arcs. One was one that she gave to her mom and one that she asked for herself, but she hadn't signed either of them. So continuing the Stephanie is Bougie, not only do I collect signed books, now I'm collecting the first copy that the author has signed, apparently. So I got my book of If Only I'd Told Her signed. I also got my arc of Bluebird signed. This is by Sharon Cameron. This was not the first time that I've seen her. I was at her launch party for All the Hidden Places, where I also got an arc signed at that event in Nashville back when I lived there a few years ago, which was right before the world shut down, which we talked about. But yeah, so I like that her initials are also SC, so it's fun because her signature is really fun. I also stopped by Rachel Lippencott's spot on the author line to get 2 ARC signed. So I got She Gets the Girl as well as Pride and Prejudice in Pittsburgh. These are both ARCs, so she signed both of them. And these are all the books that I previously owned before the festival. Now, the night before the festival, I was doing an interview with Kendara Blake, and I wanted to take a book with me to get it signed. So on my way to do this interview, I stopped off at a Barnes & Noble on the way because we'd sold the last copy at my store the day I was going to buy it. So I ran over to this other Barnes & Noble because they had it and bought it. However, she had gotten into town the night before and already gone and signed it. So I bought it for the festival to get it signed, and it is signed, just not in the way I thought it was going to happen. But definitely look for the interview with Kendara Blake because it is a really good time, especially if you love Buffy. We go on some Buffy tangents. I also popped over to Barnes & Noble to buy The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, mainly because I wanted the one with the really pretty edges. So I have not read this yet. I've not read anything by Lynn Painter yet, but I've heard rave reviews, so I had to pick one up, and I went with the one that was pretty. It's cute, don't come for me. And then the book that I bought on site is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. It sounds like something I will love. I've been getting into the romantasy this year, so this is kind of fun. And also it's got a sword on the cover, and that's just kind of been my vibe this year. Like, I got dagger earrings and a hair sword, so it's just the year of swords for me. Thanks to the St. Louis County Library for putting on such a wonderful event. It is so chill. Like, I love Y'all Fest. It is very near and dear to my heart, but it is also chaos because of the free books. So to be able to just go and chill and relax and still enjoy the books and the bookworms, it was very nice, and I appreciate it. I appreciate everything the staff does to keep it moving very smoothly. And I'm looking forward to more events like this in the future, including the next year's Teen Book Festival. Here's hoping for a good lineup. If you're interested in checking out any of the books that I got and I got signed, make sure you check those links down below in the description and get a copy of it for yourself. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.